Manipur observes 24th the Great June Uprising Unity Day. People pay tributes to 18 brave hearts who sacrificed their lives for Manipur's integrity on this day in 2001. Steering wheel down, agitation by drivers protesting the assault on LPG tanker driver Kumuktam Herojit enters day 3. Sekmai bottling plant and Malum oil depot shutdown threat looms. At least 190 victims of Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad, including crew member Lamnunthem Singson, identified through DNA matching. 159 bodies handed over to their families. Manipur adds 3 new active cases of COVID-19. Country logs 163 cases and 4 deaths in past 24 hours. Active cases dropped to 6,483. And 10 players from Manipur among 24 selected for Team India to compete in AFC Women's Asian Cup 2026 qualifiers to be held in Thailand. Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. I'm JOYSHREE USHAM, bringing you the top stories and latest news at this hour. Manipur today observed the 24th Great June Uprising Unity Day in remembrance of the 18 brave hearts who lost their lives during the 2001 mass protests against the Bangkok Declaration. The protests erupted on June 18, 2001 after the ceasefire agreements between the government of India and NACN-IM mentioned extension of ceasefire without territorial limit, triggering fears of Manipur's territorial disintegration. Great June Uprising Unity Day 2025 Observation Committee under the aegis of AMUCO and UCM organized today's observance. Flags of both the organizations were flown at half-mast in honor of the martyrs. Family members of the 18 martyrs and people from all the communities paid floral tributes at their final resting place at Kekrupat in Imphal. Speaking on the sidelines, Observation Committee Chairman P.H. Nando Luang said attempts to divide Manipur through demands for separate administration are bound to fail and accused the center of portraying Manipuris as anti-Indian. He called for peaceful coexistence and unity among all the indigenous communities in the state.
Kirkupa Sina, Lady Mackay, Manipur upon Basakam, the singer of Basungamoy, Kirkupa, Lady Mackay, Manipur upon Basakam, the singer of Kudimak Chapsana, thing of going to have a symbolic way back. Adumam from Maniadana, Nasiki Numit, saying Labunamit, Juntra, Pine in the meat, listening in Kunganamit, Achidazo, Manipur Gimiamna, Amakasu, Kirkupa, Lamida, Kirkupa, Katuba, Tobising Yatapam, Oriba, saying of whom the Lepagamukas was ugly, Madudi, Manipur upon Basakam, Manungi, Wagera, Mapan, Wagera, Pitri, Akan before some Wagera, Madu Tuganam, the Quay Chapsan, Tinagani, Madu the Quay Tawai, Tagibi, Sokibi, Pangibi, Madu the Makta, Manipur Gimiamna, sing never like Aduna Kanagumba, Lamdam the Himineba Kanglu Furup Ogera, Barat Sarkar Wagera, Manipur Tugaina Mangano, I quite Punna Himinasi, Punna Sokamisi, Punna Noyapanapamisi, I quite go to Iraibaxi, I quite must eliminate a quite yellow Furup, Mineriba, Lamdam Kundami, Puna Mangna, Pave Lomisi, Madunatana, Barat Sarkar, you ordered about polls from Miska to the Tazaraga, I quite Tonganba, Homeland, Tanabanata Tongamba, separate emission, Tonega Kalba, Wakum Dudi, Marumi the Ngapaba, Satpone Tokani, Nanga Tap, you have demand man Badumba, Mongudi, to Wigano.
Speaking to media, Vice Chairman of the Observation Committee, YK Dhiren, criticized the ongoing demand for separate administration by certain community. He accused the community of blindly trusting the secret agenda of the Indian government and warned that such demands would only lead to adverse consequences for all the communities. Dhiren urged the indigenous communities to stay alert, understand the hidden motives behind such moves and work together to safeguard the unity and integrity of the state.
Koi masili marta nungsina danaba Indiana sathara iba policy sina mara markanda ekoi she nungsina danaba sinmani masina kaidongoi da kanglu pamata da mai pakpa natra kanglu pamata mai tiba haibudu leiroi masi puna mak songmi nagadabani ahi gumba sathari ba policy si da thurga chatli ba kanglu purup singdugi lusingba singa do kaidongoi da mai pakpa lusingbi amata oiroi madu ekoi khunai si mangna ba tungna ningam da ba phibam makakta khunai si da lakani maramadu Indiana jangchel leiba lalong singa se ekoi puna khangmi narakanda Manipur Manipur Kunai si kanaba onaminasi hujiksu lairiba issue punima crisis punima se aikoi leminariba kanglo furup singa se si na koi understand to minara kanda aikoi thabaka si manglom da sangchin gani India gi dum laba yamna divisive oiba policy singa se koi punamang khangminasi.
Manipur today came to a standstill in remembrance of the brave souls who laid down their lives during the People's Uprising of June 18, 2001. Trade and commercial activities across major business hubs, including the iconic Kwaramban market, remained shut. Shops and establishments in various districts bearing pharmacies also closed their doors. Educational institutions, both schools and colleges, were shut for the day. Passenger vehicle operations came to a complete halt as a mark of respect. A large number of people turned up at Kekrupa to pay their respects at the memorial site, reaffirming the collective resolve to uphold the sacrifices made during the Great June Uprising. People in Bishnupur district ceased work today, remembering the 18 martyrs on the Great June Uprising and Unity Day. Important marketplaces and shops in Nambol, Oinam, Bishnupur, Ningthaukong, Moirang and Kumbi were closed. Inter-district passenger service vehicles also stayed off the Tidim road. Apunba Loop Ningthaukong and Ningthaukong Protection Committee Women Wing also paid floral tribute to the brave men and women who laid down their lives in People's Uprising on June 18, 2001. The ceremony was held at Ningthaukong Market, in which people of surrounding areas paid floral tribute to the brave hearts who sacrificed their lives to save the territorial integrity of Manipur. The steering wheel down agitation by drivers protesting the assault on LPG tanker driver Kumukcham Herojit entered day 3 today. The drivers are demanding strict action against the 2 policemen involved in the incident. The agitation began after Kumukcham Herojit was allegedly assaulted by 2 drunk policemen near Khabum Lamkai on June 15. The driver had just unloaded LPG at the Sekmai bottling plant and was returning to Imphal when the assault took place. According to eyewitness and fellow driver PH Ojit, the policemen were inside a bulletproof Scorpio that came out of the former CM's Luangchangbam residence. The duo allegedly stopped the tanker near Khabum Lamkai, hit Herojit on the head with a service revolver and beat him with a lathi. The victim is now hospitalized. He said such violence against drivers who transport essential goods is inhumane and expressed disappointment that despite giving 48 hours to the authorities, no action has been taken yet. Agitating drivers have warned of intensified agitation if their demands are ignored. They threatened to shut down the Sekmai bottling plant and the Malom oil depot. Due to the agitation, several oil and LPG tankers bound for Zirbam remain stranded along Moirangpok to Kaithal Manbi.
Half uniform setlaga makhana khongauna khagi mathakna dress amuba setlaga akoi nomai 9mm na tungda yepaga diversing gun namaga akoi bo asaina akhi akang pihan basidi akoi diver akoi gi thamoida yam penjade sarkar da matam thabasi 48 hours thabani adu bokda ngasi bokda sarkar gi maigai de gi ngasi bokda karigumba amata akoi diver gi saita phongtok pirak pasu leite hojik akoi na changjan jari je ngasi ga numi humni di sujale adu humni sida karigumba responsible amata akoi gi diver gi saita pirak tabani na Masira, Akoi, Makat Abadi, Akoi, Hene Hena, Akan Makongjang Kaya, Sangalakpa, Gi, Pire, Diver Mayamgi, Honazari, Asimak the Yarta Targadi, Akoi, Asomdi Lord Lakpasu Ziriban, the Tingan Zaragani, Polgi, I was here, Tijalani, Bottling plant, Sangagi Tijalani.
The short but vital stretch of Imphal Yaripok Road between Konung Mamang and Kongbathong has turned into a nightmare for commuters. Severe deterioration of the road has sparked growing anger and concern among residents. Recent visuals reveal large, deep potholes, some over a foot deep, particularly near Wangkai, posing serious risk to vehicles, especially two-wheelers. Several accidents have already been reported in the area. Commuters, especially women and youth, are among the worst affected. The arrival of monsoon has only worsened the condition. Locals say the road becomes nearly untraversable, with muddy puddles replacing the dust clouds of dry days. Both conditions pose health and safety threats to nearby residents. Many complain that constant vehicle repairs are becoming unaffordable, with cost often exceeding their daily earnings. Meanwhile, drainage work has reportedly begun between Konung Mamang and Govindaji Temple, handled by IMR India Private Limited, a Hyderabad-based firm under the PWD department. However, road repairs are yet to begin, prompting growing frustration among the locals. Residents have once again appealed to the authorities to expedite road repairs and bring infrastructure in the area on par with other developed parts of the country. With the monsoon intensifying and daily life disrupted, all eyes are now on the government's response to this pressing local issue.
Sigi jaga se adum phatare adu bu kamai to no khangde smaina adum lai adu lai ri ma pham se mayam gi lambi se phang ba ma pham ne ba amarom dagi ato ma sigi ma pham ji yam phan badi phabra na khalle lambi ba gi mami se ai gi wa kan di u ba di phangde
kong bagi thong sidagina kunung mamang adagi ayang pali road tasena si khoi gi lamben ji hani ai leitre nuai tre aduna tasena gari su khang tre adagi chali ba mi ana ye lak khuding mak ta su khudong sa ta ba mayam mo oire hari ba lamben sing ji khoi gi mai leina ba authority sing na amtang yengsin be ga di yam nuai jagani na khanjai.
Displaced people from Moray raised serious concerns, suspecting that authorities and certain departments might be working in collusion with specific groups to erase all traces of Meitei settlement in the border town. Addressing the media at Ideal Girls College Relief Camp in Akampa today, Chairman of Committee on Protection of Meitei Victims, Moray Leshangtem Inaucha Meitei, voiced strong discontent over attempts to rename places and erase historical proof of Meitei presence in Moray. He highlighted that a troubling issue where a single individual was found to have two different addresses listed in two separate government-issued documents, the Aadhaar card and the health card, despite having submitted the same details during registration, while several other displaced persons received health cards with not available listed under the address section, raising suspicions of intentional oversight or negligence. He questioned how such discrepancies could occur within official records. He urged the relevant authorities to urgently investigate and rectify these inconsistencies and to ensure transparency and accountability in the documentation process for displaced individuals.
Lesom lukoi Moray 1 number 7 Torewang Malakai ni aduga mahaki health card yaw sina magi address si not available na yaw. So maximum makhi card still iba card na maximum ji NA hadi not available hai bin not available si card mayam si aikoi address yaw da ba adumba music na tani ai kana sumaini I daga pi ko si hona bra yamna chumdaba yamna aran ba portal da yaw dre hai dana not available na kadu pi bagi mohta yaw diba portal di jo chumthu pi hai ka asema Aadhaar card ta yaw jari ba sido atchen bi daga di yamna nungai jagani.
A press statement from All Tribal Disabled Union Manipur condemns the brutal killing of Chesam Abdul Kadir alias Chesam Achauba and demands stern punishment for the culprits. At least 190 victims of the last week's tragic Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad, including crew member from Manipur, Lamnunthem Singson, have been identified through DNA matching. According to officials, 159 bodies have been handed over to their families so far. The family of Lamnunthem Singson, who are currently in Ahmedabad, have been officially notified of her identification. As per family sources, preparations are underway to transport her remains from Ahmedabad to Kangpokpi via Dimapur tomorrow, although the exact flight schedule is yet to be confirmed. At the time of filing this report, her body remains at a hospital in Ahmedabad for completion of official documentation. Meanwhile, updates on the identification through DNA results of another crew member from Manipur, Kongrai Lakpam Nganthoi Sharma, are still awaited. The London-bound Air India flight AI-171 carrying 242 passengers and crew crashed in Ahmedabad on June 12. All but one person on board perished, along with nearly 29 individuals on the ground when the aircraft slammed into a medical complex. Authorities are relying on DNA testing to identify the victims, as many of the bodies were severely charred or disfigured. The Gujarat state government earlier stated that DNA samples had been collected from 250 victims, including passengers, crew and people on the ground. The identification and handover process remains ongoing. Directorate General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, held a high-level meeting with top officials of Air India and Air India Express yesterday, reviewing safety and service operations across their daily 1,000+ flights. The meeting was convened to review the operational robustness of the airlines and ensure continued compliance with safety and passenger service regulations. DGCA flagged recent maintenance-related delays and advised the airline to improve coordination between engineering and ground services. The regulator also reviewed the impact of airspace restrictions over Iran, urging timely communication with passengers. Airlines were reminded to inform passengers well in advance of delays and cancellations under the aviation rules. Press note from RIMS Imphal Medical Superintendent informs that RIMS Cardiology OPD will be open on all the working days in the general OPD complex. Now with that, it's time for a small commercial break. After the break, we bring you updates on COVID-19 cases in Manipur and India. Keep watching Impact News.
Sida ina misida tamba kanjida misi goda singina ibu yamna help tawiki nichi ki mutang da nichi kari no anje kungan ba aduga nichi magi exam si kawaina thagda ke magi technique kari kara dai sing aduga ma khangda sing takti ba sina sing da misi na help jam to nit ki experience oi ba ai brother sister sing da hajani mo di Misida lay facilities in Misiki Topa Magi Munting they say Muntan Siki class of the hour Toby or Hana Hajar.
I come from Ukhrul, a small town in Manipur. While growing up, I didn't always see how my voice could shape decision. But I've learned something important. Every vote counts, and it begins with your name on the electoral roll. If you are turning 18 on or before the 1st of July, it's your time. It's your right. Register to vote. Don't wait to be told. Don't let others decide for you. Wherever you are from, your voice matters. Get registered as a voter and be counted. Count me in.
Admission for 2025. As the institution is emphasizing hands-on training, cardiovascular technology students are trained echocardiography at very early stage in British style.
Hi everyone, I'm a student of BSc Cardiovascular Technology second year, started doing hands-on echo.
For further details, please contact 600-975-2429.
Comet has done it in NEET UG 2025. A regular student of Comet scoring 579 out of 720.
NEET UG 2025 ki All India rank 3706 state ki oina state topper oiba ngamjaki. Comet ki oja sing na handaki NEET ki preparation tawda yamna help tawiki. Oja sing yamna friendly oi wari sanaba khotpa yamna nungai. Question hangba chatba khotba kem panba lei tawdo. Comet se adum Manipur ki oina laiba institute myam sidagi top mock test series na ingona help yam tawgi chapter ama pare chapter dugi khangdaba kari da lairi aduga karam na kawgre aduga karam na focus area no aibdo du test idagi maroina khangma oja singna piriba kanao sing lahu nawa future experience na recommend tawgi.
Comet, where excelling is the way of life. Enroll today, shine tomorrow.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching Primetime English Bulletin. Manipur reported 3 new active cases of COVID-19 today. With 2 recovered cases, state's active COVID-19 caseload stands at 35. Out of the total 22 samples tested today, 3 turned out to be positive. Positive cases are 1 each from Imphal West, Imphal East and Technopal district. Authorities continue to monitor the situation and urge citizens to follow preventive measures. During the last 24 hours, India reported 163 new COVID-19 cases and 4 deaths. Country's active COVID-19 caseload stands at 6,483. Total death toll rises to 113. Meanwhile, 353 patients recovered, raising the total recoveries to 15,945. Kerala leads with 1,384 active cases, followed by Gujarat with 1,105 and West Bengal with 747. A team led by Chief Justice of the High Court of Manipur, Justice K. Somashekar, visited the Mandhap Sadbhavna Relief Camp in Kangpokpi district to take stock of the situation of displaced persons today. During the visit, he also reviewed the work being undertaken by the district's legal services institutions. To boost the morale of children staying at the camp, sports items and essential supplies were distributed. As part of Janjatiya Gaurav Varsh, Empowering Tribals for Viksit Bharat, the Dharti Abha Jan Bhagidari Abhiyan Awareness and Benefit Saturation Camp kicked off at Tribal Research Institute in North AOC Imphal today. The 15-day-long camp, being held on the theme Tribal Welfare from Vision to Mission, will continue till June 30. Speaking on the sidelines, organizer Lakishan Ngamsa Kashung shared that Dharti Abha Jan Bhagidari Abhiyan is the country's largest tribal empowerment campaign. He added that the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Government of India is a campaign nodal agency.
Saturation campaign under India's largest tribal empowerment campaign, Dharti Abha Jan Bhagidari Abhiyan, having 2 programs under it. One is PM Janman and another is Dharti Abha Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyan. It is a convergence program for the development of the tribal areas in India, consisting of 17 ministries and 25 interventions. And the period of this program is from 2024-25 to 2028-29, wherein all this intervention will be saturated in terms of development.
Kurai MLA L. Sushindro laid the foundation stone for the construction of Lining Toh Puthiba Shanglen in Kurai and also inaugurated the shrine's newly constructed Laibung today. The event coincides with the commencement of 5-day Lining Toh Puthiba Harauba. Speaking on the sidelines, MLA Sushindro said Lining Toh Puthiba Harauba was on hold for 2 years owing to Manipur crisis. Urging people to strictly abide by the traditional norms of Lai Harauba festival, Sushindro assured continuous efforts to restore shrines in Kurai Assembly constituency from his own pocket.
Lai gi lambida ai lai tingi da thawai usitaba yawbuda akoi mioi ke ama legi da yawre aduna handaki dolai yang sing obi ai natragan lai gi thawal tobiriba ichil nausina madugumba lai ne yadaba koi chanabi ne yadaba sing do tobigano masi sabase lanai oina sabane se kanagumba xyz amatagi akoi donation laude ai isana maite amoina poobagi damakta ai haibutare maramdi aina ai concept ni aina hek pi ngai de horoga hojipauda akoi Christian gi church obi ai natragana Muslim gi masjid obi ai irai khudingi natra Sunday khudingi moi karigumba sam khari donation torongoni adamai tawduna ai su ai gi whole saving haibtare aina hek punchi chopagi hafta amada tungchanjaba paisa duna ne khanjara kanda adamaina aina haiba laisang amasung sanglen asi ani si aina katchab
15th Foundation Day of Arubam Inkol Old Age Home in Mongshangai, Makhaleka, Imphal West was observed today with the planting of tree saplings and floral tributes to late founders of the home. Managing Director of Babina Healthcare and Hospitality Private Limited, Dr. T.H. Doubly graced the event organized by All Manipur Senior Citizens Welfare Association. Speaking on the sidelines, Dr. Doubly stressed that all age like childhood deserves special care. He urged the younger generation to ensure elders live with dignity and support.
Support to win up later. Charging le hook up is I should later support to win up later. And the mission things children home the like later about the Masing Yamdaba to Sum, Maggie Pam to later. Unsigi when Sigumba extreme of age, Angang games and Hello Quantum say. Say the support to Wiggy, the Garciam the lake, the Quay Punamana, Maruena, government role later, government role in the society as support to Bigabni, society Martasu, individuals in the zoo. Philanthropic idea karakatokpagi wakalon galoina sigumba homes da koi support toraga unsigi paidagi maruwa stage pi ngayam sung halor pamatamgi matang si dum pumkhana lengina ba mai yana ba koi panahum thayale.
Writer A.K. Jiten of Khundrakpa Mayai Lekai Imphal East District has been selected for the Sahitya Academy Yuva Puraskar 2025 for Manipuri language. A press release signed by Sahitya Academy New Delhi Secretary Dr. K. Srinivasa Rao mentioned that this year's Sahitya Academy Yuva Puraskar will be conferred to 23 writers in 23 languages. Among them, writer A.K. Jiten has been selected for his epic Koyum Nongdam Kau. He had also received the first State Youth Writer Award 2024 for the same book. Wangu Tamfa Lairembi Mungna Association Wangu condoles the passing away of their founder member and advisor Mukna Jatra A. Manglemba Maite from Wangu Laifam Awang Lekai. The association held a condolence meet and mourned his demise. As per IMD Imphal Center report, during the past 24 hours, Manipur received a 1.3 millimeter rainfall. Today's maximum temperature was 29 degrees Celsius and the minimum temperature was 23.5 degrees Celsius. Humidity was 95% in the morning and 84% in the afternoon. Now the sports news. India's campaign for the AFC Women's Asian Cup Australia 2026 is all set to begin, and Manipur continues to shine at the powerhouse of Indian women's football. Out of the 24-member squad selected for the qualifiers in Thailand, 10 players are from Manipur. The talented list includes Martina Tokchom, Ratanbala, Nongmaitem, Panthoi Chanu, Monalisa Morangtem, Grace Dangmei, Ranjana Sorokhaibam, Linda Kom, Hemam Silki, Fanzaubam Nirmala and Ngangbam Suiti. India will play Mongolia on June 23, Timor-Leste on June 29, Iraq on July 2nd and host Thailand on July 5. Winner of this group will qualify for the final stage of AFC Women's Asian Cup in Australia in March 2026. Victory there could pave the way to the FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil 2027. KKCO Kashamtong emerges as winner of the 25th Arambam Somarendra Memorial League Knockout Kendra-wise Open Kang Tournament 2025. The tournament kicked off at Walida Kangsang of Wabagai Awang Lekai in Kakching District on May 28, featuring 13 teams. In the final match today, KKCO defeated Walida Wabagai 19-17. RK Dhiren of KKCO was awarded man of the match. M. Jenta of Walida Wabagai was awarded Best Lamtha and M. Lalit of Walida Wabagai bagged Best Chekfai title. Tamil Nadu Hockey Unit kicked off 10-day Hockey India Masters Cup today at Chennai's Mayor Radhakrishnan Stadium. The tournament features 12 men's teams and 8 female teams. Opening action saw Punjab face Puducherry in men's category at 1:30 p.m. Women's matches followed immediately, featuring Himachal Pradesh versus Maharashtra and Karnataka versus Kerala. Now, before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Manipur observed 24th the Great June Uprising Unity Day. People pay tributes to 18 brave hearts who sacrificed their lives for Manipur's integrity on this day in 2001. Steering wheel down, strike by drivers protesting the assault on LPG tanker driver. Kumukcham Herojit enters day 3. Segmai bottling plant and Malom oil depot shut down, threat looms. At least 190 victims of Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad, including crew member from Manipur, Lamnunthem Singson, identified through DNA matching. 159 bodies handed over to their respective families. Manipur adds 3 new active cases of COVID-19. Total case load stands at 35. Country logs 163 cases and 4 deaths in past 24 hours. Active cases dropped to 6,483. And 10 players from Manipur among 24 selected for Team India to compete in AFC Women's Asian Cup 2026 qualifiers to be held in Thailand. That's all we have in this bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Coming up next is Primetime Manipur Bulletin. Have a great evening and stay safe.
Awava Fungdok Java, Naurem Bir Hari College, Kundrak Pamda, non-teaching staff oina thabak tawbiram.